written the exam well? Okay. How many lessons we have completed? 3 lessons. Today we are going to start lesson 4. Okay. Light energy. Okay. What is the meaning of light? Light is a form of energy. Already we have learned different types of energy. Do you remember what are the types of energy we have learned? Magnetic energy, chemical energy, electrical energy, heat energy, sound energy, etc. Okay. From there, it is a one part, light energy. It is the form of energy. Yes? Without light, can you see the objects? No. It is to be dark. Yes? So, we cannot able to see the objects without light. Then, when we switch on the light, can you see the objects? Yes. So, light is very important for us, no? What is the main source of light? Sun. Yes, sun is the main source of light. From where we will get the light? The main source of light we will get from the sun. Sun gives us different types of energy. Light also we will get from the sun. Yes. What are the different sources of light? Torch light, tube light, electric bulb, then LED light, fire. Yes, from the mobile we will get light. Yes, we have different sources of light. Yes, see, if passing the light an object, how it will be, how we can see that object? The object is an opaque or transparent, means we cannot able to see an object. That means the light will be passing through that object. Okay, the light will be passing through that object. We cannot able to see the objects. Okay, if light falls on an object, it will be reflect. The light will be reflect our eyes. We can see the object. Okay. Be aware of reflection. What is mean by reflection? Listen. The bouncing back of light rays from a surface. Bouncing back of light rays from a surface. That means reflected. Okay, reflecting light, again reflecting back. When we force the light in one place, it will be reflect to our eyes. Because of that, we will use to see an object. Without reflecting light, we cannot able to see an object. Okay, if the place will be dark, using torch light, we can see the object. Yes. When we see the object using the torch light, the light will be reflect to our eyes so that we can see the light. Okay, so the bouncing back of light rays from a surface. Surface means it is a flat area. Okay. Listen, what is the meaning of ray? Before that, we can do an example. Listen. In this same example, I am throwing the ball here. See, if the ball is going to straight line, okay, if the ball is falling straight line, it will be come back in straight line. If the ball is making an angle, when I throw the ball, it makes an angle. Listen. So it will be move different ray, different direction. Okay, it's not. It will be make an angle. an angle. If the ball will be falls on the straight line, it will become back in straight line. If you throw the ball in different angle, it will be make a bounces back to the different angle. Okay, do you understand this? In the same way, when we pass the light in one place, when we pass the light in straight way, the light will be passed in straight way. Okay, if the ray will be passing in different way, the bounces back in different angle. Okay, if we make an angle, the reflected ray will be make an angle. Listen. What is the meaning of ray? Ray means thin beam of light. Okay, it will become back in straight way. Okay, it will become back in straight way. The ball will be moving straight way. If the ball will be thrown in angle, it will be reflect the different angle. Okay. In the same way, when the light falls in different angle, the reflected ray will be make a different angle. Okay. What is the meaning of reflector? Reflector means reflecting the rays of reflecting the ray of light. Okay, what is the best reflector of light? It is the mirror. Okay, it is the smooth and shiny surface. So, mirror is the best reflector of light. In this reflection part, we have to learn some terms. Okay, how the light will be reflect. Okay, we have to know this terms of reflection. First one is incident ray and the point of incidence. Next one is normal at the point of incidence. Reflected ray, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, plane. Okay, normally we know if we falls the light, it will be reflect everywhere. We can see the objects, yes. But what are the terms included in that reflection? We will see that. First one is incident ray. What is the best reflector? It is the mirror. Okay, so we have to use the mirror for reflection. Okay, this M and M dash is the mirror. It is the reflecting surface. Mirror is the reflecting surface. Incident ray. That means the ray of light falls on the surface of the reflecting surface or reflecting area. Okay. The incident ray means the ray of light. Listen here. This is the ray of light. Okay. The ray of light falls on the surface of the reflecting surface or reflecting area. Okay. This is P. What is this? Incident ray. P is the incident ray. Okay. Next one is the point of incidence. The point of incidence means the ray of light falls on the point. Yes, the point where the ray of light, the point where the incident ray submitting one point. Yes, on the surface of the mirror. The point where the incident ray falls on the surface of the mirror. It is called the point of incidence. So here O is the point of incidence. Here PO is the incident ray. O is the point of incidence. Next one is normal at the point of incidence. Normal at at the point of incident. It is a perpendicular line. Okay, it is a perpendicular line drawn on the surface of reflecting area. Okay, this is the perpendicular line which will be make 90 degree. Perpendicular line will be take 90 degree. This is N. Okay, this is the normal at the point of incidence. It is the perpendicular line drawn by the point of incidence. O. Okay. So here ON is the normal at the point of incidence. Next one is reflected ray. What is the reflected ray? The ray of light bounces or sent back to the medium. This is the incident ray. This ray of light bounces off to the outside or outside the medium where it was traveling that place. Okay. This is the Q. Q is the reflected ray. Do you understand this? This is the incident ray. This is the point of incidence. This is normal at the point of incidence, and this is the reflected ray. Okay. Next one is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence means the angle of incidence between the incident ray and the normal at the point of incident. Okay. The incident ray and the in between the incident ray and the normal point of the incident. This is the angle of incidence. Okay, the angle of incident. It mentioned I. What is the angle here? PON. The angle of PON is equal to I. This is the angle of incidence. And another one is reflected angle of reflection. Okay, angle of reflection. It mentioned R. How it will be? The angle of reflection between the normal point of incidence and reflected ray. Okay, the angle of reflection is the normal point of incidence and the reflected ray in between the angle. Okay, what is this? Angle of reflection. So, NOQ is equal to R. Angle of NOQ is equal to R. This is the angle of reflection. This is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. Okay, do you understand this? Next one is plane. Plane is a flat two-dimensional area. Okay, plane is the flat two-dimensional, no thickness. Okay, this is the plane. Okay, what are the terms are there in the reflection? Incident ray, the point of incidence, normal at the point of incidence, reflected ray, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and plane. Okay, incident ray means the ray of light falls on the surface of mirror. Okay, mirror M dash, that is the mirror. Okay, this is the incident ray. And the point of incident means the point where the incident ray falls on the surface of area or falls on the mirror. It is called O. Okay, it is the point of incident. And reflected ray, the ray of light bounces off or sent out to the medium of which it will be travel in that place. Okay, so that is the reflected ray. OQ. OQ is the reflected ray. And reflected angle of incidence. Angle of incidence means the angle of incidence between the incident ray and the normal point of the incident, and angle of reflection is between the reflected ray and the normal point of the incident. It is considered R. Small I is the angle of incidence, small r is the angle of reflection. Okay, and plane is the flat two-dimensional with very thickness part of the flat and two-dimensional part. It is the plane. Okay, so PO is the incident. This is very important, so you have to learn well. PO is the incident ray, OQ is the reflected ray, NO or ON is the normal point of incidence, O is the point of incidence, ON is the normal point of incidence, I is the angle of incidence, R is the angle of reflection. Have you understand this? When a ray of light reflected from the surface, it has two different types of laws. That is called law of reflection. Okay, laws of reflection. It has two types. Two laws of reflections are there. When a ray of light reflected from the surface, it has two types of laws. Okay, first one is, we have learned about angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Okay, yes, that is angle of incidence mentioned as small I and angle of reflection noted by small r. Yes, so the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. When a light falls on the surface, it will be reflected in an angle. Yes, so the incident ray will be make an angle of incidence. That same, it is equal to angle of reflection. When the ray of light reflected in another type of direction, it will be make an angle. So the angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be same. Listen, I am drawing that picture. This is the surface. So what is the letter for incident ray? PO. Yes, PO. PO is the angle of that. PO is the incident ray. Yes, so in the middle, what is that? Normal at the point of incident. Yes, normal at the point of incident, that is N. Then OQ, it is the reflected ray. PO is the incident ray, OQ is the reflected ray. In between we have two angles. What is that? Angle of incidence I and angle of reflection R. These are two angles are same. If the angle is same, the incident ray, it will be make a same angle, the reflected ray will be made. So the angles are same. Okay, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Do you understand? This is the first law. Then second law is the incident ray. This is the incident ray PO. The incident ray, the reflected ray and the normal at the point of incidence and lies in the same plane. Yes, same surface. It will be make a one point, same point. Yes, this is the incident ray, reflected ray and the normal at the point of incident. Yes, all lie in the same place. This is the two laws of reflection. See how we have to write the angle PON. Angle PON is equal to small I. This is the angle of incidence. And NOP. Angle of NOP is equal to R. If the angle of incidence and angle of reflection will be same, we can write small I equal to small r. What is this? Angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. Yes? And also, listen, if we throw the ball or if we giving the rays of light in same path or direct path, it will be reflecting same path. The light will be reflecting same path. Okay. Do you understand this? Laws of reflection. Today we have learned about reflection and terms of reflection of light and laws of reflection. You should refer the book. Okay. This is the important topic. So, in the beginning you have to learn it well. Okay. Thank you.